In chess, the Trompowsky opening is an annoying opening to deal with, especially if you play the King's Indian with black. Let me just show you this opening. The Trompowsky opening explained in this short video. d4, knight f6, and now bishop g5. We are taught to get our knights out before our bishops. Not in this opening. Already, white is threatening to double the pawns. So if you play the King's Indian, it's not going to work for you, this opening, because already I do not like this kind of position. I do not like this kind of position because your King's Indian bishop or your Grunfeld bishop is not going to be strong. White's going to set up in a really nice way, and the whole point of these moves is just to fight against these doubled pawns. That's why I cannot suggest g6, because it's not really the best move. In this video, I will cover a few responses. We're going to start off with the dynamic one, the active approach, and then I will show you other approaches, and then it is up to you, the viewer, to pick. Let's have a look. So first chapter, this one. Here we go. So the first approach will be the dynamic approach, as you can see here. d5, we strike in the center. What do Trompowsky players normally do? They double the pawns, and now we take towards the center. Lots of aggressive moves here. You can see white can play e3, c3, knight f3, all normal defending the center. We might strike in the center pretty soon. So one approach, let's go with c4 first. Yeah, let's just talk about these two. So one very important thing when I was researching this video for the viewers on this channel is if they strike in the center first, you strike as well. What a fantastic aggressive response. There are two captures here. If they take this, this is like a really cool Albin counter gambit, but it's actually working out pretty well for black. I love this response because by researching this video, I found it. At the moment, black is down a pawn, but black will get so many active responses. Let's look at each arrow. The green arrow is just restricting white getting the pieces out. The rook can come to g8 later. Blue arrow shows bishop b4 check, which can be annoying. The red arrow shows we're going to get the knight in to defend our central clamp. That is a clamp just restricting white's pieces coming out, and c5 later. Look at the king. That can castle later. So that is one thing to remember. Let's go back a little bit. Now they might take this way. That's fine. Queen takes d5. And then here, don't worry about this because we can trade and then take. The endgame looks really good for us. Let me just make sure. Check and then take. The king can't castle. We have central control and the bishop can come out. So this is really good for black. Do not worry about this response. Now they might defend the center with e3 and then bishop b4 check. Let's throw in a check. Knight c6, something like this. Already this is looking strong. Lots of pressure. We can take any time. The queen can actually swing over. The bishop can come out here and then castle as well. So one option, they might challenge our pin because that's just so annoying. Let's get rid of it and then swing the queen over. Put pressure here straight away. Pressure. And I've already drawn the other arrows. So let's go back a little bit. That's one key thing for you guys to learn through this dynamic active response. If they strike, we strike first. Next approach. Let's say they are more cautious. They are more careful. We're 5 minutes in. Okay, need to hurry up. e3. Now you strike, but the other way. c5. Few responses here. White can defend the center. You can throw in a check or take. Let's look at a capture first. Now it looks like we should go e5, but I want you to be sensible. Go e6 and then bishop takes pawn next. You might be thinking, why is William being a bit silly? We can get the center now. When researching this video, it looks annoying. Knight here. Attack the pawn. With the queen as well, we're only defending it once. They attack a different way. because they're going to castle next. So we don't really have time because castle already. This is so annoying. I already hate the pressure that I'm feeling right now. We might block, but this is no good at all. Previously, that black pawn was controlling 2 dark squares, but now it's not. The queen can swing over to h5. And then there's a really nice tactic here. Very easy to miss. Knight e4. Already using the pin on the pawn to attack the queen. So I cannot recommend this. Yeah, very detailed, but that's why you guys are still watching this video, to go deep into a variation. So here, just make sure you defend. Defend, and then you can take. I've drawn a few arrows. The queen one, I don't know if I love that one. Let's go b4 first. We're going to chip away. Normal moves. Chip away at the pawns. They're going to fall apart. And we're going to use it. That's the thing about the Trompowsky. White has given up the dark bishop. The dark squared bishop. So we've still got it. So we need to play active moves to attack White's pawns. That's the most annoying move. Don't worry. Check. Block. Yeah, don't block this way. Oops. Opening trap. Oops. We are busted. c7 is discovered. Check. Winning the queen. That sucks. That sucks. We have to block. We lose the queen. If there are opening traps in these kind of positions, of course I will show you because I see them, but the viewer might not. Let's go back a few moves. Here we block with the bishop, and then we take with the queen, and the pawns, they should fall apart pretty soon. Let's go back a few moves. Okay, we're 7 minutes in. Let's hurry up. Need to cover everything fast. Let's go. So that's one approach, and here just want to show you one more. They might strike now. That's the difference, okay? Don't worry. We get an endgame. This is absolutely fine. You are on this channel to play long-term openings. Getting an endgame pretty early on is absolutely fine. The queens are off. We get this kind of position. I really like this with black. Lots of dark square control. Normal moves. Knight comes out. Maybe bishop comes out early. I don't really mind. Maybe that red arrow is a little bit silly. Let me change my mind. Maybe go here. The rook can always come here. And you see that king is looking a little bit silly. Let's just put him in the center. This endgame, absolutely fine. I love that. The pressure is already gone. It's move 8. And it's like you've done nothing wrong. And you are ready to play better than your opponent. So that is the dynamic response. I believe I've covered everything there. Yes. Okay, now let me show you the other responses which you might have a go, because in chess it's so important to mix it up. We are 8 minutes in. I want to show you other approaches. You might go for them. Next chapter. Let's go here. Oops, let me go back. So we have this position, Trompowsky, they normally take, we take this way. Caro-Kann pawn structure, very nice, 4 pawns in front of the king. E3, normal Trompowsky move, you defend the center, they strike. The position can open up, that looks a little bit silly. We are taught when you have the bishop pair, opening it up is good for your opponent. But here, White just wants to get their bishop in the game, and you see this structure. By putting pawns on your opponent's bishop, then you restrict it. You see, White gave up the Trompowsky bishop. It's okay to set up like this. Something like this, it just looks fine for both sides, to be honest, but I don't know if I love these kind of positions, because the pawn break is a bit difficult for me. That I don't feel that's going anywhere. Nope. Forward here, I think that's a weakness. The bishop can come back. I don't love these kind of positions. Is it okay for both sides? Yes. Next chapter. We're 9 minutes in. Let's hurry up. Okay, next approach. Now we go e6. Very sensible. What's the point of this? To stop the doubling of pawns. Okay. So now White has an additional approach. You get the center straight away. Now you force White to give up the bishop pair. Don't want to play a passive move like this, because now White has just everything they want. Center, more pieces out, good control. No, you need to punish White a little bit with h6. This is actually why people play this with black. h6. Take, take. You have to take. You can't go back, or else you lose the pawn. You lose the pawn. No good. Let's go back. So here they should take, and then now we get this kind of position where one way to set up is a slow build up. d6, c6, e5. You strike. So something like this. Or you could even go g5. You see, white wants to go f4, so you go g5 first. And then something like this. I have pushed my pawns in front of my king. It's giving me one less choice. I might castle the other way. Yes. Bishop d7 is possible, then knight c6. If they go here, it's fine. Just give it up. Go c6, something like this. I don't mind. We just keep playing. Something like this looks pretty good to me. I think black's bishop is a little bit better. It's like we're still trying to go for a King's Indian. Please note, when you get to a high level, you can't always go King's Indian because players are strong. They're going to avoid it. That's why they play Trompowsky or the London. Bishop goes to g7, hit the center. We might go c5. I don't know if I love the red arrow. We might castle queenside. So that's one option. Next. Take in the center. Okay, I have gone through this already. Yes. Just want to review this because it's so important. They strike in the center with c4 here. e5. They strike, we strike. Take, take. And now check. And then this one. I already showed you swing the queen over later. And pieces flow. They get in the game. Next. Next chapter. We're almost done, guys. We're almost done. Just give me a few more minutes of your time. 12 minutes in. That has been covered. Let me just check here. What I've played. e6. I've already covered. What I play now. What might play later. Chapters 8, 9, 10. Let's quickly flick through. Oh yeah, one more approach. Knight d2. If you want to go for this e6 setup, now you strike in the center. d5, c5. It's like a Queen's Gambit decline, really. Something like this. I don't really mind knight here or knight here because there's an option. Put the knight here. It's like if you play Sicilian, the two knights defend each other. It's quite a healthy way to play. b6, bishop b7. That's one approach. Okay, two more chapters. Here. Oh yeah, this one more approach is, this is maybe what you shouldn't play because you're just giving white what they want. Knight e4, early, put the knight early in the center, strike in the center with d5, c5, knight d2. I think this is okay. It's very similar to a Caro-Kann, so we're going to a different opening. And then you might actually go for this. Alright, one more. Yes. Next chapter, we're 13 minutes in, almost done. Is that chapter 10? Yes. Okay, fantastic. One more chapter. I'm going to review this again because it's important. Oh yeah, the move order. They might go e3 or take first. It doesn't matter. This was a high-level game between Sergei Karyakin and Magnus Carlsen. So I'm just going for this variation as the final thing, and then that is it. Job done. e3. We strike in the center, just like in the London. If you're one of my chess students or you've seen the videos, c5, take. Get rid of the c pawn, and then it's quite a healthy way to play. They double our pawns, that's fine, and this is looking familiar. This is the dynamic approach in part 1 of the video. They take, we go e6. Now they check. I don't know if I showed this before. Good. Just a brand new for you. Check. Block. c4. Doesn't matter. We get this endgame. That's why I said before. If the queens come off early in the Trompowsky, we get some endgame where we have the bishop. Take. And then here the queens might come off. And then we get something like this. Now in the game... Oh, let's discuss all these arrows now. The red arrow shows the knight can hop into e5 or d3. Bishop, the blue arrow, so much dark square control. The green arrow, controlling light squares. King goes to e7, and I really like the yellow arrow here. Lots of control. And if we go back a tiny bit here in the actual game between the two top players, knight d2 was played. Okay, they didn't want to trade. That's fine. The game goes on. That's one approach, actually. Queen here. Or you take. Doesn't matter. There are so many ways to play. Okay, 15 minutes in, that's it. That's a good opening video on the Trompowsky. It is up to you, my dear viewer, to pick one of the responses. Let me know which response you might go for. Comment below and tell me which line you chose. My normal way to end these videos will be a couple of recommendations. So on my channel, well, let's go with 2 suggestions. First one, we have how to play the Catalan. It is one of the best openings. This will be in the top left corner. So this will be a white repertoire opening. Now we've gone from a black side, a black opening. So bottom left corner will be a King's Indian one. You want another black opening, top corner will be a Sicilian one. Let me know which video you pick if you want to stick on this channel. Video 1, 2 or 3. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time.